Hello, and welcome to part 10 of our live stream series on building a website in Python using Django and Wagtail CMS. This live stream is being hosted from Codebuddies.org. Codebuddies is a global community of code learners who help each other through conversations on Slack and peer-to-peer organized study groups and virtual hangouts. There's a whole bunch of ways of getting involved in the community and getting in contact with the people out here. We got a Slack channel, community forum. The platform is open source on GitHub, codebuddies.org platform. We have a Medium publication and a YouTube channel. The main way we're kind of interacting and collaborating is through these hangouts, and there's maybe a couple of hangouts a day. We're trying to ramp up the activity. So we've got algorithm practice, some Django work, and Go language study in recent days. There's a whole lot of study groups and of varying size and recent activity. Everything from job interview practice, test-driven design, Elixir, Golang, Java, Rust, JavaScript, CSS, GitHub, Android, computer science, math, Ruby, PHP, game development, AWS, Python, Django, and more. There's a whole lot of different study groups. It keeps going. So there's something for everybody, and everybody's both a teacher and a learner here. Nobody knows it all, and we all have something to bring to the table. And so some of these hangouts are for collaboration. Some of them are for teaching a small snippet or subject, or there's even silent hangouts if you just want to be in there and do some work. Today, we're going to be working with Python language, the Django web development framework, and the Wagtail content management system. The project we're working on is the next edition, the next generation of a website for the Western Friend organization. Western Friend is the official publication of Quakers in the Pacific, North Pacific, and Intermountain yearly meetings. Those are large gatherings in the Western United States. It's a nonprofit organization, and it's both an online and print magazine publication that goes back to 1929. So we're working on porting this website over to Wagtail, and we've made some progress. I'll hop back to the front page. This is take 2 of this live stream, or this video. So the front page has featured articles in the current issue, mirroring and an index or a introduction section, which we're going to look at in a moment, mirroring the current version of the site. The magazine index page shows recent issues and archive issues, and it's paginated. That's what we're going to be working on today. In this Wagtail version, we show the recent issues and archive issues without pagination. So I think we're going to be going to 6 issue pagination, just like the current website, and keep it simple. Have to go to a 3-column layout for large screens. I realized that I made a mistake. So I've had a couple more issues. So we've been tracking the sort of roadmap, I would say short-term roadmap, incrementally rebuilding this site and the issues on GitHub. And today we're going to look at a couple. We're going to look at the model for the home page and changing a field, how to do that in Django while preserving the content. So it's a Django migration that renames a field. And the other issue we're going to look at is adding pagination to the archive magazine issues. So specifically this archive issues section of the magazine issues index page. There's only ever going to be 3 recent issues, at least for the first foreseeable future. So without further ado, close out a few of these tabs, and we'll go ahead and hop over to the code. See, the stream health is not the best, and I apologize if the code is a little bit difficult to read. I don't have control over the encoding bit rate in the Jitsi Hangout. Maybe I'll figure out a better way of live streaming the Hangout and my screen at the same time. But I do want to make it possible for people to hop into this Hangout and participate in this event. So hence I'm streaming through Jitsi. All right, so close a couple of these tabs. Homepage. So let's try this. I hope these are just going to be straightforward tasks, but you never know. Sometimes simple things turn out to be very complicated or just don't want to work for you. So we can create a, I'll just look at the content, the data model real quick. So in our home, we have two apps here, home and magazine. The home app has a model. It's a home page. And there will only ever be one instance of this, although there's not really a constraint currently. There should only be one home page. That home page has a body field. And I kind of figured, maybe this isn't the brightest idea, but that we should be consistent. At least that's a good idea, I believe, consistency. And this magazine index page has an intro field. And I think these other pages are also going to have kind of an intro field that's a little bit of text the editor can manage up top before the kind of more complicated content down below. So for consistency, this was auto-generated, I believe, or I might have added the body field. I can't recall from the home page. I think it was part of the tutorial. They were doing like a blog tutorial. I was basing this off the Wagtail getting started tutorial. So I highly recommend that. It's a very quick way of getting started. And it's pretty easy to follow. So we're going to rename this to intro. It's still going to be a rich text field. And in order to do that, I've found a gist that gives us a quick recipe. So before I get ahead of myself, let's create a new branch. All right, good stuff. So essentially, this should hold. I mean, we're using Django 2.1, but Django is pretty good about being backwards compatible. And since 1.7, Django's had like inbuilt migration support. So edit the field name in the model. We're going to change it to intro. We will save that. Then we'll hop over to our terminal. We'll just type manage.py. And we're going to make migrations. Put an empty one in the home app. So I don't know if that's hard to read or not, but -- empty creates an empty migration in the home app. Let's take a look at that. Oh no. Oh wait, this might not be horrible. I think this is coming out of the Wagtail. Should do it. Try that one more time. Yeah, okay. So yeah, when you rename a field, if it's in one of the Wagtail content panels, you also have to update that content panel. Even though I believe this won't be part of the migration, it'll throw errors. So if we go into our migrations now, we show this auto migration. And it has dependencies on that. I'm going to rename it. I hope that's not a silly idea to rename it, but I'll do homepage intro. Let me just double check real quick. Yeah, just homepage underscore intro. All right, and it does depend on the preceding. Under operations, you just put in, it's not a quote, not a string. Yeah, it's just migrations. Rename. This is really cool. Remove field, remove index, rename field. There we are. Rename model even. Very powerful. And the old field, the model in string being just home page. Let me double check. Copy that and paste to reduce the likelihood of making a typo. Field was body previously, and the new field is intro. And comment about this. Probably won't be adding to that migration in the future. Okay. Let's see if this works. Okay. Applying homepage, intro. Okay, so, well, didn't seem to have worked. I've lost the content. But there it is. So what do I have to? Oh, no, it worked fine. The template, I have to play the template too. Great. Wow, that was clean. So yeah, we just run over the magazine. No, not magazine. Darn it. Home template, home page. And we just also need to say intro. That was a lot easier than I was expecting it to be. Wow. Man, sometimes things just work out. Okay, really cool. Let's commit that. One thing I like about, just a quick aside, is one thing I like about using this sort of a mature and popular web development framework is there's a lot of things that are ironed out. A lot of the road has already been paved for you. And you might not have to travel on every pathway that everybody's ever ventured. You know, some of the parts that are in the Django framework, I'm maybe never used and aren't, likely used in every project. But when you do need it, it's there, or there's a clear way forward. That's what I like about a batteries included framework. I don't find that the parts I'm not using get in the way at all. In fact, I'm kind of oblivious to them until I need them, and then there they are. And it's just really reassuring. And I feel a lot of gratitude for the work that's gone into this framework and in the Python ecosystem in general. So I'll get off my soapbox now and commit these changes. I'll just do it all as one commit. Essentially, home bodied intro looks good. And we can put that change, those changes, that commit to GitHub, and I'll just merge this issue. Number 5. I'm basically working off master. I don't have any other collaborators on this project yet. So I haven't really gone to a more complicated Git flow. But I did realize that it's still important to open these pull requests so that you can link work to particular issues you're trying to solve. So going with that, working with Rebase. I also have some apprehension around Rebase. I've just had problems with that in the past. It's kind of frustrating. But it's what I understand is it's like the best, or what you're supposed to do. So you have like this linear commit history. everything has a parent. There's no like loops. It's acyclic. Okay, so we're gonna close these out now. Checking out my master branch. And that's now go ahead and git pull. You can do that through the, please don't do a commit. Let's see what happens. Do that through the PyCharm UI as well. You can pull in changes, but I just don't know yet enough about Git to know which of these settings to enable. And it's something about the way that works by default is different than the way Git pull does by default. So I've had a little bit of problems with that in the past. Cool. Let's take a look at another issue. Pagination. Is there a way I can thumbs up this or anything like that? Nope. So pagination, Django has built-in pagination. So I think we'll be able to build on that here. We'll have to make a couple of changes. We're going to need the magazine index page to only have perhaps 3 columns, even on a large screen. So that we have kind of like the same number in the rows. I'm going to have to add a couple more back issues for this. I'll start off with the 3-item pagination just to get the feel for it. Cool. Yeah. I'll talk to Mary about her preference for pagination of the magazine archive issues. So I did a little bit of research in preparation for this. And I think we'll just be following this recipe. What we'll have to do is in Wagtail, you have get context class method that will override. So let's dig into that. We're going to go to the magazine models.py. And for the magazine index page, we're already working with the context. Oh man, I hope this doesn't get out of hand. Huh, I just realized that we're mixing content here. Context resources is ever a paginator instance. So basically, archive issues is now going to become a paginator instance. All right, cool. But yeah, we do need this kind of context to split out the issues. Let's see here. So we'll go with that. Moving that up and then create a paginator instance. With those archive issues. And we'll paginate it by 3. I will update that later. Perhaps, unless we like it. So we'll create anything paginated archive issues. here. What would we call that? Multiple words separated by underscores in URLs typically, or hyphens. Choose page. Yes, these are really long variable names and such. And the paginator is, yeah, it's called paginator. This page manager class correctly. Oh yeah. In case of no empty page, it's not an outer range, is it? I'm not sure that comment is accurate, but maybe it comes straight out of this documentation. Where did it go? I'll just bring those over and using full punctuation in their comments. I should start doing that as well. Where are we at? Equals. So the last page. Okay, so this should just work now from the backend perspective. Let's take a look. If I refresh, I should have some archive issues. Yeah, of course. Paginator's not defined. Right. It was warning me about that as well. Yes. So let's add that paginator imports. And let it have time to refresh. Okay, query dict is not callable. That I don't know how to handle. Just double check that I request get. Oh, okay. So this is query dict, and then from that dict I can get a field. Oh, okay. Huh. Yeah. I can't call it directly. So callable means something you can basically run as a function. Call as a function. So I'm trying to call this, and it's a query dict. Means a dictionary of query parameters. I don't know query dict. But when I add the get method, I can get this is just Python's way of grabbing a property of that dictionary or one of the values. Okay, another error, but at least it's another one. Page, not an integer, it's not defined. Empty page, so these must be imported. Yes. Paginator. I think I can just do this. No. All right. Paginator. All right, and let's see if we can get through these errors one by one. At least they're very meaningful. Cool. Success. We've only got 3 issues. If I change pagination to, like, let's say 2, I should only see 2 issues. Give it a little second to refresh. Yeah, so that's working. All right. Pagination is working. Now we just need the over here. Pagination markup. Div class pagination. Okay. So in any case, let's go over to our template magazine index page. Underneath the archive issues, we are going to since this is now a paginator instance, now we're going to add a pagination navigation bar. We'll put this in directly and just see how it looks. Issues right below that. And copy and pasting doesn't generally work. That without a little bit of context awareness. All right. Let's see it. 3. Page 1 of dun, dun, dun. Page 1 of page of boom. Dun, dun, dun. All right, this is kind of awkward. When I put things like this in the row, why does it have problems with that margin? I had this earlier. What if I just take this div off? It's really annoying. Everything else is, it is aligned. It's just, I can't see what's overlapping it. That's annoying too. I think it's right here in the margin. So let me just do this. Margin left 4. I believe that's what it is. Yeah, okay, 3. Oh, come on. All right, get out of here. It's not very prominent. It even gets over. Let's put a margin bottom. All right, so that's working. And what we have on this page is a little cleaner. With buttons and things. Go ahead and commit these changes and see if we can find a little enhanced recipe. Oh, I almost got myself. That's the one I was working with already. This bound to be a good example here. So Vitor Freitas on simple is better than complex. I don't know what the content license is here. CC non-commercial. I don't know if that's compatible with sort of open source, but let's see. Oh, that's what I was trying to do. Trying to underline. Not quite so far indented. Oh my goodness. we go. Page one, to next. And yeah, that's the problem there. Okay, I need to fix that. So we're looking for a model, or let's see, we're looking for this argument, archive issues page. It's kind of long, but okay. So that it needs to be in the URL string. Page. There we go. Let's try again. Let's take that off. There we go. Page two previous. All right, it jumps to the top. It's a little bit awkward. It is what it is. I can do this. Put an anchor there. Okay, so we could use that page. Well, anyways. Oof. No, that's not gonna work. It does work. But it breaks this. Okay. Where the jumping around is not so abrupt. All right. Now down here, go to the next page. Yeah, that's decent. I can deal. It's kind of a little bit seizure inducing. But works. So what did we do? I don't think I'm going to go through all of the different pages. So, well, at least not in this commit. Just read through this a little bit closer. It's pretty clean, but I think it's not needed right now. In any case, I really believe this Simple is Better Than Complex blog is a very solid resource, so I recommend anyone to check it out who's on a learning journey with Django. And let's see if we can make these buttons just a little bit smaller, or even outline is kind of cool. Yeah. Don't want to get too fixated on the aesthetics because it just slows down the development process. So I'm just been trying to keep things minimal. But the outline does help a little bit. It is minimal. For some reason, I just don't like the punctuation. A little bit. Oh yeah, and we know how many pages there are, so that's good. It'll be like 13 pages. You know how many times. All right, this is decent. And button size, just so they get out of the way a little bit. Button small. See how that looks. Actually, it's about the same size as here. Still clickable. Great, minimal aesthetics, but still nice and clean and crisp with Bootstrap default styling. So I think that's about it. It's been about an hour, and I'm just going to do a recap video here. Let's go ahead and commit that. What do we do? Essentially, GitHub. Or 19. And I think, I'm going to call that good. Gets out of the way. So I'm just going to go ahead and merge that as well. Rebase and merge. Great. Well, that was really good to updo this. Yeah. Those worked out pretty good and without much wrestling. Again, this has been Codebuddies Hangout live stream, trying to help people get further down the road with whatever their career or learning journey is taking them. And my particular interest and skills are in Python, Django, and Wagtail CMS. So hosting these Hangouts and live stream videos. Hope that we'll see you around in any of these Codebuddies community channels. And thank you very much for watching this live stream video. Have a great day.